22 consecutive All-Star selections. It's unreal, it's unbelievable. We probably won't see that ever again.
I look at LeBron and what he's done is mind-blowing with what he's had to work with. And what I mean by what he's had to work with, LeBron James came straight from high school. He's taken every rookie coach he's had to the NBA Finals. So from an educational standpoint and a knowledge base, where did this brain come from? I mean, he's the Einstein of basketball.
If LeBron James ended up the #1 scorer of all time, top 5 in assists and top 5 in rebounds, you cannot do nothing but have the conversation of who's the greatest of all time. The conversation's already happening.
That's a three. Make somebody else beat you. Three on the way. He got it! Make somebody else beat you. Take the ball out of his hands.
Let's appreciate what we're witnessing here.
For sure. Good shot, LeBron. Here he goes. Oh, this place is up. They're on their feet.
Oh, LeBron James! A ferocious flush.
Brought this crowd to its feet. How old is he, Ian?
Yeah, leads the NBA in All-Star Game points is LeBron James.
It's just crazy how many all-time lists. #1 for minutes, #1 for games played, 9th for three-pointers, 4th for free throws made. It speaks to the versatility of his game, beyond the longevity. He's so good at everything.
He's the best there is. From the moment he walked in the league, his teams won.
You know, very few players. I'm trying to think if there's anybody besides LeBron that has had that combination of speed and size and athleticism.
I think he'll be #1 by the time it's all said and done.
There's always been a player who you can compare somebody to. LeBron James is the first player that I've never seen another player that I can compare to. This is a freak of nature.
You look at the skill set. There's nobody that has ever played the game of basketball that can do what LeBron James does. Nobody. He's still at the top of the discussion.
We're watching LeBron James. This is his time. This is his era.
The big story, LeBron adds to the history books. How about this? Becomes the only player in the history of the NBA to post a triple-double. The oldest player at 41 years old to post a triple-double, 28, 12, and 10.
Even if LeBron doesn't win another championship, to me, he's still arguably the best player to ever play this game. And then some may argue he's the best player to play this game.
Amazing. I got a feeling there's going to be a few more records that only a 41-year-old has broken in the NBA.
He's a very, very special athlete, and I think for now we need to appreciate that watching him and at the level he's playing at.
LeBron James' chapter is not closed yet. He still has some basketball to play.
Records are definitely made to be broken. I feel like he's the closest to doing that.
The best that I've seen, he's the best.
I think this is LeBron's plan. I think he wants to pass up Kareem. If he passes up Kareem in point, we all got to shut the hell up.
He's 6'8", 285, runs like the wind, jumps out of the gym.
I don't think he's a Michael. I don't think he's a Kobe. I think he's a LeBron.
James for the win. It's gone. LeBron James at the buzzer.
The guy who's a fast pass first thinker has beaten out 2 dominant scorers.
You don't think of him as that. He doesn't approach the game as that. But when you look at the records, they are that. But who's the best scorer?
It'd be LeBron.
If you think you know, you don't know. Okay? Until you're around him every day, you're coaching him, you're seeing his mind, you're seeing his adjustments, seeing the way he leads the group. If you think you know, you don't know.
Playing at such a high level.
It's back in. Oh, LeBron! Oh! He fakes, drives it, and packs him with a right hand. He still has some springs.
Doing things at such an elite level, I think sometimes we forget how hard that is.
It makes no sense. You know, you almost take it for granted.
LeBron is, I think, the greatest player to ever play.
I'm very vocal. I think LeBron is the best player that's ever played the game.
I mean, what he's doing with his numbers-wise is crazy.
I think for some people, he's already the greatest.
LeBron could lead the league in all 5 major statistical categories.
You do sometimes lose sight of how difficult it is to do all of this when you see it happen as often as we do.
You know, the total body of work what LeBron James is as a basketball player.
LeBron's the face, man. All records are made to be broken. He gonna have 4 rings. He already passed up Kobe. He already passed up Mike. Now he passed up Kareem.
LeBron James, a shot at history. LeBron stands alone.
So if that don't make him the greatest basketball player is, I don't know, what we're talking about.
But what LeBron has been able to do and how he can control the game and to do it this long, like going to the finals year after year after year. Bron went 8 or 9 straight years. Like, Bron ain't taking no break. You know what he did? Went again and again and again and again.
With different guys every time.
And again.
He will be the GOAT for a lot of generations.
Come on. LeBron is in a class by himself.
He shows no signs of slowing down. Congrats to him, but we're going to be saying this again.
I mean, he's like a freak of nature. I mean, this guy, man, he's built like Hercules. I mean, he's 6'8", and I think he weighs like 275 or 280.
He never ceases to amaze me, but sometimes he does,
It's just hard for me to say that he's anything but the top.
Bron started in 03. By 2005, Bron was the best player in the NBA. In 2020, he was still the best player in the NBA. He was the best player in the NBA no matter what the game did.
He was a nightmare, even back then, the game plan for him, but a great player right out the gate. Impressive to watch and certainly difficult to prepare for.
I look at from the neck up, from a concentration standpoint, the game planning standpoint, LeBron James is head and shoulders above any of these guys.
Pressure is the word today, and no other player has had or overachieved like LeBron James did over his NBA career.
Because he can look at your coach, figure out your defensive scheme, he can look at your substitution pattern, then he can come back and put together a game plan, and then he can go out and implement it.
LeBron James, to me, when you think about all-around basketball player, he probably is the best of all time, an all-around basketball player.
And he's been the best, no matter what. When you look at the teams that Bron has carried to championship or carried to the finals.
Bron is my GOAT.
Driving, throwing it down. LBJ.
Bron is the best player because I feel like, just because you talk about the best basketball player, not the best killer instinct, he can play all 5 positions. The fact that he's done this shit consistently, no drop off at any time.
He is the best all-around player of all time.
He puts up the 3. Oh, it's good! LeBron James from downtown!
You think LeBron should have gotten the MVP? I mean, if we're talking strictly based on stats, like he checks every
It's him
mark,
every
like,
year, though, in
yeah.
that regard, right? Does anyone do more for one team than LeBron does?
This guy is so smart, but it was a lot of Laker expectations.
Seeing him take this group that was not in the playoffs last year and just taking the group and leading us to the promised land, so they say.
He went back to the state of Ohio, his hometown, and delivered a championship in great fashion. One of the best championships in NBA history.
And I think going on to Miami, joining a culture where there's structured accountability and everything is about winning and winning championships. And so learning and understanding that process, the sacrifice, the discipline, the collective responsibility that goes into winning, he really kind of grew up, and there was a great sort of maturation that occurred there.
We got to continue to appreciate his greatness while we can, while he's still giving it to us, while he's still playing.
Steal by Fox, and it's blocked by James.
Reaching the milestones and breaking records, and he's going to continue to break records.
I'm not sure we've seen a player like him in my lifetime. Physically, I'm not sure we've seen a package like that.
When he came in the league, from day one,
he knew how to involve his teammates to win. I think LeBron in any generation would be doing what he's doing right now. At the end of the day, I firmly believe that he's the best basketball player in the history of the game.
I was like, how are you a player coach? How's that a thing? But after going to the Lakers, I understand how a player could be a player coach. Not only playing the game, when LeBron plays the games, he's thinking the game too, and he's low-key thinking for two other players also. I definitely think like he's more of a player coach than just a player when it comes to just the cerebral part of the game.
Obviously, the numbers that he put up, he's one of a kind. Man, what he's doing has never been done before, so that speaks volumes.
Tremendous that he can still play like this. The athleticism is incredible.
There is no denying like his greatness in terms of what he can do on the court. And like sometimes even when you're playing against him, you're in awe. The overall just presence and his IQ, like all that stuff. Like we all talk about it.
It's hard to be LeBron James because all eyes are on you. But he's handled it extremely well. He gave the keys to the whole entire business to an 18-year-old kid, and now he's 38 years old and he's still dominating. I don't think we should be surprised. I think we should congratulate him and celebrate him as much as possible.
What he has accomplished, the greatest thing I've probably ever seen in sport.
For a young guy coming into the league, his strength, his athleticism, his basketball intellect, his feel for the game was just incredible.
I'm going to address the word pressure. No athlete in the history, not just in basketball, but in history of sports, have had the pressure that LeBron James has had.
He has a seasoned game, he has experience, he has a great feel, and he was like the first guy out of high school directly into the NBA who didn't need to ease his way in. I mean, he came in with a big splash, he asserted himself.
I definitely think people take it for granted how great he really is, just the things that he's done. He went 9 finals in a row, and if you look at some of those teams, you're like, who else did he have to really help him? It was a lot going on for him to still make it to the finals in those years.
His ability to prepare himself mentally. I've always believed in LeBron James. He's the greatest player the basketball universe has ever seen.
In my mind, LeBron James is the greatest basketball player who ever lived.
LeBron James is the greatest player ever. That's what I say.
Everybody's fight with LeBron is that he doesn't have the killer mentality. I've seen that man in the playoffs. He's got the killer mentality, yo.
In terms of statistics, LeBron is right there. And when you look across the board, not just scoring, check his assists, check his rebounds.
When he's done, his statistical lineup is going to be the greatest that's ever played the game when it comes to scoring, assists, rebounds.
The talent nowadays is way better.
Way different now. It's crazy. LeBron's still up there, man.
To be 18 years old, come into the NBA, live up to the hype, never gotten in a stitch of trouble.
Right.
It's one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life.
I think in terms of points, it's a big credit to him, as not just as a player, but as a person, is the assists. That's a big part of who he is.
I think he's a rarity in that he can not only facilitate, but go get you rebounds and also score the ball.
So LeBron passing 2 more Hall of Famers. This is on the assist list. Fly under the radar a little bit when you're talking about, passing Kareem, but it is impressive as well.
The greatest scorer, its consistency, its longevity, and its amount. To pass LeBron James in all-time playoff scoring records, somebody is going to have to average 30 points a game and go to like 13 NBA finals.